Hey YouTube, good afternoon. It is afternoon right now. I am making this video because I wanted to talk to you two things. I wanted to talk about why I started vlogging during my unemployment and sharing that process. Additionally, I wanted to share with you my numbers for September so you can have an idea of what has been going on. First off, I know that being unemployed for some people is very shame driven. Those of us, especially older people who have just worked our whole lives, finding ourselves unemployed when one we need to work to pay our bills, but we might be also supporting other people. It can feel very isolating and embarrassing, and sometimes just it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good for the majority of us. For me, I am not ashamed nor embarrassed that I'm unemployed. I am not unemployed to any fault of my own. There's nothing I did to cause that. Um, there, it was just a change in the company. And even though that may be the case for many people, they may still feel the shame and embarrassment. I'm telling you this, you had nothing to do with that decision for the most part. So you should be embarrassed about nothing. Nothing at all. And if anyone ever tells you that you should be embarrassed, tell them to kick rocks, because they don't know your story and it has nothing to do with them anyway. So I decided to start vlogging because I wanted to share the process. I also wanted to show that job searching does not have to be your entire life. I do share my job process. I have shown you guys what I do every day, and I typically will look for jobs every afternoon, and I have that process of what sites I hit every day. I've shared that with you already. But I also share with you all the things I do outside of that. Job searching is not an 40-hour-a-week process. It should not be. There's not that many jobs for you to take that much of your time and that much of your day. But it is also important to maintain your levels of taking care of yourself, your family, or the other people around you. Take care of your home. I make sure I'm cleaning constantly. I'm cooking for myself. Like you will see in the next video, which is a vlog, it is a lot of cooking. I do some self-care. I play video games. I watch TV. I go out for walks. I go shopping. I do all the things I would normally do if I was working, because I can't sit here in front of a computer 8 hours a day looking for jobs. It's not fruitful. It's only going to create burnout, and it's not good for your mental health at all. I wanted to make sure people understood that and people saw that you can find a job while doing other things. I also wanted to show the reality of how many resumes you have to send out, how many thank you letters, how many interviews you have to go on, all of the things that you have to do in order to secure that job. Now, everybody's going to be different. I'm an executive assistant, hopefully a chief of staff one day. And I live in New York City. There are a lot of jobs for me in New York City. So my search will be different from others. I know people who are in HR who are looking for jobs and are having difficulty and been out there 5, 6, 7, 10 months. I know people in tech who have been looking for jobs for a long time, even though there are a lot of tech jobs. So my process and my results are going to be for me as an executive assistant. However, the process itself, actually, you can follow, but your results may be different based off your market and what actually you do in your industry. I also do the vlogging to hold myself accountable. If I'm not looking for jobs every day, I am failing. And there have been a couple days that I didn't look for a job. Like this week, I didn't one day, I don't know if it was Monday or yesterday, I don't remember now, but I did not look for a job because of other things happening. I'm having a bunch of interviews, or I have to do these different processes here and there. Right now, I actually have an offer on the table for the temp job. I did accept it, so there's that. So I did slow down my job search process because of that. That doesn't mean the job search is over, because remember, this is just a temporary role. I do need to find a permanent role. I started looking the first or so, I think the first week I didn't even look for a job. So the second week of September till now, and we're in the third week of October. So we're talking about maybe 6 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks. I think actually this is, I think, the 6th or 7th week actually. So in September, I started off really slow. I was just trying to get myself together. I sent 66 resumes for the month of September. Out of that, I had 14 immediate rejections, 14 off the bat. That leaves 52. Out of those 52 resumes I sent that I did not get rejection for, I did get calls for 5 interviews, which is great. So that leaves what, 47 resumes that I send out that I did not hear back from, at least in September. From the 5 interviews I did, I rejected from 2 of them, and 2 I never heard from again. They just ghosted me. So that's that. That's my numbers for September. My October numbers will be significantly different. They will be massively different, a huge increase, because I did get my process narrowed down, and I was kind of gung-ho on it, especially the last week of September, the last 2 weeks of September, and the first 2 weeks of October. So here's what I want you guys to take away from this video. You want to set measurable goals. If and when you become unemployed, or if you're unemployed now and you've been sending resumes and not tracking them, start tracking them. You want to know what your ratio is. It makes it easier to figure out what kind of companies are responding, what kind of companies are not responding, where your interviews are coming from, where your successes come from. Is it LinkedIn? Is it Indeed? Is it ZipRecruiter? Is it Dice or something else? Are you going to corporate sites instead and getting better results there? Are you networking? All of those things are important to know, because this will not be the only time you are unemployed. I have been unemployed before, but that's, wow, long time ago. And I don't know if you can call it unemployed if you chose to not be working. But I have lost a job before, way long time ago, and had to look for a new one. But this, we're talking about, right, the internet wasn't so prevalent back then, so it was a long time ago. So tracking these things can really help you figure out how to keep moving forward. And I find it personally rather interesting. Now, I know when I talk about my numbers for October, people are going to have their eyes raised, because my numbers are, from what I understand on LinkedIn, extremely unusual. The number of interviews I've gotten, the number of responses I've had have been unusual for the overall job search progress from New York as a whole, or just people as a whole. A lot of people told me I'm having extremely successful weeks, and I think I am as well. So my numbers are not typical. However, they can become typical based off of if you're following proper processes. Now, even if you follow proper processes, you still may not have the results I have. And this is not about comparing our numbers. It's about the process of looking for a job. But I really just want people to know that they are not alone, that if you're having difficulty, there are processes you can follow. And also give yourself some time. Take time for yourself. Enjoy the world you're in, and just take care of yourself and your family and your home and people around you. You do not have to kill yourself to try to find a job. I also want to tell you that when you get those first interviews, celebrate those small wins, because a lot of small wins adds up to a big one. And you never know when that interview is going to turn into something else. So before I wrap this up, if you are unemployed, have you been watching the vlogs? Have you been vlogging yourself? Why or why not? And if you're watching these vlogs, watching my channel, what has been your biggest takeaway, and what would you like to see? because I would like to know, and if I can help you in some way, I will. But let me reiterate, there's nothing wrong with sharing your journey. There's nothing wrong with looking to build your community and networking with other people who might be unemployed as well, or people who are employed but may have opportunities for you or know of people who have opportunities for you. Share the journey. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. There's nothing to be ashamed of. It is just something that has happened and you are doing the best you can with it. I am not embarrassed at all that I'm unemployed, because why would I be? We all go through this. Everybody on this planet will be unemployed at some point during their life. It's how you go through it and how you manage it that what matters. So that's all I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be back on Sunday with my weekly vlog. No more dailies. Catch you guys next time. Peace out.